Act 3 of Armand, or The Peer and the Peasant, by Anna Cora Mowatt. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 3, Scene 1, an antechamber at the Palace of Versailles. Enter Lesage, left, and Victor, right.
Monsieur Lesage, our dear Monsieur Lesage, we are overwhelmed by the sight of His Majesty's affliction. One moment he is like an angry child disappointed of its plaything, the next a very woman deluged in tears. But we can sympathize with him. We know the pangs which a passion for the elusive sex too surely inflicts. We have suffered ourselves.
Possibly.
His Majesty's new despondency will once more shed a gloom over the whole court.
Inevitably.
Enter Duke d'Antin, right.
Lesage.
Instantaneously, Your Highness.
My words are for your ear alone.
We shall withdraw, my lord.
Retires upright.
The young peasant is dead.
Definitively.
A death so sudden, so improbable, so unaccountable, excites mistrust. If the report be false, I have my doubts, vague and unconfirmed, still I doubt her death. The king must be persuaded to visit old Babette's cottage and himself behold the course, if course there be. This boyish page can at all times gain the ear of Louis. Often when the voices of our most prominent courtiers were unheeded, his suggestions have received attention. You comprehend me?
Distinctly.
His Majesty must cross this antechamber when he leaves his apartment. You will remain here and see that the opportunity is not lost.
Decidedly.
I shall be in the gardens an hour hence.
Crosses left.
You will join me there.
Exits left.
Punctually.
Victor, coming forward, left.
We consider His Grace the Duke d'Antin the most sombre person of our acquaintance.
Incontestably and indubitably.
Henceforth His Majesty may prove as sombre. Alas, unhappy king!
Appropriately. Has His Majesty taken a last farewell of the poor little peasant?
We believe not.
Undeniably His Majesty listens to your voice when he is deafly disposed to all others.
You flatter us.
Had I been you, I should urgently have persuaded him to behold her once more.
It never occurred to us, and you think we should do so?
Seriously, but the Duke de Richelieu would inevitably object.
Monsieur Lesage, learn that we can overrule the Duke.
Profoundly credulous as are my inclinations, I must consider that assertion incredibly dubious.
Victor, roused.
We will give you proof, Monsieur Lesage, incontestably, incontrovertibly, indisputably, indubitably multiplied proof. The king shall visit the dame's cottage this very day, and Richelieu shall be kept in ignorance of his movements.
Unavoidably I shall believe when unexpectedly I see. But look how opportunely His Majesty approaches. I leave you experimentally to disprove or confirm your asseverations.
Crosses left.
Do you mean to doubt, Monsieur Lesage, that we shall do the latter?
Indubitably, and I trust inoffensively.
Exit left.
We deem that a malicious aspersion upon our character.
Enter King right, and is pensively crossing the stage.
Your Majesty.
Victor, is it you? I scarcely know a face. Save yours, boy, I could to-day endure about me.
We are your Majesty compliments me. Alas, sire, your grief has fallen heavily upon my heart.
One by one have all life's joys been snatched away from me, and now to lose her too, never to see her more.
Might not your Majesty find your sorrow assuaged by the sight of her still unchanged loveliness? Will your Majesty deign to listen to the humblest of your subjects? If you could be persuaded to visit the dame's cottage, I have a presentiment that you will find a sad consolation in the effort.
What matters it whither I go? The very wind that blows upon me can urge me on or draw me back. I have lost all impulses of mine own.
Your Majesty then will grant my petition?
I care not to refuse it.
And your Majesty will permit us, that is, me, to be your sole attendant? Your sorrow would be desecrated by the presence of those that did not share it.
Even so. The very thought of beholding her once again, beholding her even in the frosty arms of death, reanimates me. Yes, we will go, and instantly.
Exit right. Victor aside.
Monsieur le Sage, we shall convict you of being philosophically and adverbially incorrect. We attend your Majesty.
Exit right. Scene 2. A chamber in Dame Babette's cottage. Set doors right and left. In the center a couch upon which Blanche is extended, apparently dead. White flowers upon her brow and in her hands. A white wreath hung at the foot and at the head of the bed. At the head a table covered with white, holding 12 candles in the form of a cross, 11 lighted and 1 extinguished. Around the couch a group of village maidens. Jacqueline kneeling at the foot, Armand standing at the head.
Jacqueline, my friends, grant what I ask. Leave me a while alone with her. You loved her well, but I...
bursts into tears.
Our Blanche never denied a request of yours, Armand, nor will we who loved her so dearly do so.
Exit slowly and sorrowfully, followed by all the maidens. Armand, after gazing a while at Blanche.
Oh, Blanche, my own, though lost, still my own. A little while I yet may gaze on thee, and in the treasury of my soul may store the memory of each stiffening lineament. Where beauty lingers still, it cannot be, shall those soft eyes no more look into mine, nor veil themselves with too bold a joy. I gazed within their azure depths. Shall love, with its aurora, tint thy cheek no more? The low glad music of thy voice no more sunder those gentle lips with words that fell like blessing on the ears that took them in. My Blanche, my other and my better self, how weary seems the path I thought to climb, thy hand in mine, thy smile to light me on, thy sunny presence to make glad each step. Alone life's burden must be borne, alone, the struggling heart crushed beneath its weight. A holy smile yet hovers on thy face, and though the angels, when they summoned thee, one golden glimpse of paradise revealed, and left that happy print upon thy lip, no, thou art not lost. We are not parted, for heavenward as my tearful eyes I turn, a radiant vision meets them there, and bids me guard my soul and studies by a deed that could divide us in that land of joy. My heart hath but one wish, my life one hope, all time one joy, that of rejoining thee.
Sinks at the head of the couch, and buries his head in his hands. Enter Victor, ushering in the king, left. Exit Victor, left.
A secret awe has paralyzed my limbs. I scarcely dare.
Approaching the couch, perceives Armand.
Ah, what is this? A youth, overwhelmed with grief, kneeling beside her corpse. They said she had no kin. Young man, rise up. What sorrow bows thee thus?
It lies before you.
This maiden, surely, was no kin of thine.
No kin, yet more, far more than kin could be. Alike we never knew those tender ties of kinship, which linked man to man, yet all of father's, mother's, sister's, brother's place, each in the other's soul, had trebly filled.
You loved her, then?
Loved her? The earliest page in memory's record held but that young love. From boyhood up to youth, from youth to manhood, ever tenderer thought, sublimer aspiration and purer hope was woven with that love. Our very natures blended as we grew, my spirit gentleness from her imbibed, and hers its strength and vigour caught from mine. Our childish tears upon each other's breast were never shed. Our childish laughter rang the changes of its mingling mirth together, and in each other's joy all childhood's blessings were mirrored, magnified, and multiplied.
Tell me thy name.
Armand, I have no other.
Thy parentage?
I know it not, a foundling by strangers reared. I am the people's child. From them I know not that I spring, yet would believe so, for I ask no name save that myself shall win. I bless the generous fate that gave no noble blood to swell my veins. For had I from the hands of accident nobility received, I could not prove my juster title to that high noblesse. No revolutions level and destroy the true noblesse of genius and of worth.
Wouldst thou not serve thy country?
With my sword, or with my life, she gave it. Should she need it, 'tis hers.
Well answered. Dost thou love thy king?
At least I love all virtues of all men. Upon the loftier height the man is placed, his virtues more resplendent shine, his vices more hideous seem the virtues of my king. Above the virtues of more common men I prize, for they have wider sphere of good.
Thy speech is something less than frank.
I meant it frankly. I have never yet had cause to blush for my free thoughts. Why should I hide them?
Thy boldness pleases me. Armand, to-day thy king saddles for Fontenoy. Join thou his battle line, and in the warrior ranks, where sure distinction must on valour wait, upon the beaten foeman's banner write the name thy worth shall win.
My heart leaps up, even at the thought. My choice had asked no more. To die in battle for my country? What is left me on this earth to live for now?
Nay, live, that I may cancel valour's claim with noble meed.
Who then art thou?
Thy king.
Armand, kneeling.
My liege.
Aha! Thy words are free, and yet thy knee can bend, it seems.
When duty bids, my liege, it is as proud to bend as when to all compulsion it disdains to bow.
Pause.
Arise, Armand. The king but seldom sees his subjects' hearts unveiled. I value thine, because I trust it. Hence, without delay, at noon the captain of my guard will know my wishes. Seek him at that hour thou. When next we meet, be it at Fontenoy.
My liege, not with my lips, but with my sword. My gratitude shall thank thee.
Going, returns.
Must I leave thee, Blanche? But no, I will return to take one last farewell. My liege at Fontenoy, my arm shall prove my words at Fontenoy.
Exit left. King approaching the couch and gazes at Blanche.
How potent is the sight of thee, O death, in quelling ruder passions! Had she lived, I would have crushed this man, her lover, like a worm beneath my feet. Bereft of Blanche, his woe is mine, and sympathy would seem to level me half-way to him, or raise him to have fellowship with me.
Goes to couch.
How passing fair! The hand of death itself hath only robed her in new loveliness.
Enter Richelieu left. After advancing a step in the room, he starts at beholding the king. Richelieu aside.
His Majesty! Great heaven, how came he hither? The hour of her reviving must be near. Nay, at this very moment animation may to her dormant form return. All's lost, unless—
Approaching him.
Your Majesty—
Ah, Richelieu, look.
This vain indulgence of your sorrows, sire, is to yourself injurious.
Richelieu, no, look. Death itself has lost its wonted terrors, touching her beauty but to borrow it. Death, did I say? It doth not seem like death.
Richelieu, much agitated.
Not seem like death? I pray your Majesty, permit me, sire. Let me conduct you hence.
Not yet, not yet.
I do implore you, sire.
How came the sigh to mow this lily down so soon? So suddenly, so timelessly? How know I, but the same unholy means that robbed me of the beauteous Châteauroux again have snatched away the thing I loved? If 'twere so, my rage—
Nay, good my liege, poison had left its blackening trace.
True, true. It could not be. O holy powers, what's this? Her lifeless hand, is it the warmth of mine that lends it thus a heat unnatural? No death-like ice is here. 'Tis scarcely cold.
Richelieu, aside.
Confusion! She revives! My liege, these cheating fantasies, your fevered brain. Pardon, but you must hence.
Surely a tinge of faintest rose is spreading o'er her cheek.
Sire, for the love of heaven!
Saw you not that? Her spotless drapery stirs. Her bosom heaves.
Richelieu, passing between the king and Blanche so as to prevent his seeing her.
There is no warmth, no tint of red, no breath. It was the air that dallied with her robe. She's dead. Your reason, sire. Pardon this force which love emboldens me to use. I feared to see your reason by these fantasies unsettled.
Ay, it is, or will be soon. I cannot think her dead. I saw her move. Look, look! She breathes.
Nay, sire, your reason wanders.
Hurries him to the door.
I cannot leave her thus. But one last look.
Turning back.
My liege, not for the universe, not one.
Exit, forcing out the king left. Blanche gradually reviving.
They part. They leave me. Further, further still they softly float. Dimmer and dimmer grow the bright celestial forms. Sing on, sing on. Close not my ears to those seraphic strains. They cease. The angel visions fade. All's hushed.
Gazing around her surprised.
'Tis our own cottage. All the rest has vanished. The tuneful voices and the flitting shapes, where are they? Flowers upon my brow, spring flowers within my hand? Ah, I remember now. 'Twas May Day. I was chosen queen. We danced. And then Armand. In Armand's arms I swooned. Where is he?
Rising.
I am weary, and how feeble. Could I but see Armand, where lingers he?
Enter Richelieu left.
Monsieur Antoine, Monsieur— but no, what was it they told me? All my thoughts are so confused. These flowers recall 'tis May Day, is it not?
It was so yesterday. May Day is past.
'Tis strange. How could the hours so swiftly fly? Did they not tell me you were now a duke?
The Duke of Richelieu, and 'tis even so.
Ah, were it any other duke—
Enough. Your lips should be the last to breathe my name in other tone than that of reverent love. With calmness hear me. 24 hours, nay more, you've lain upon that couch in sleep, so silent and profound that all but I and Dame Babette believe you dead.
Blanche, turning and gazing in astonishment at the couch, etc.
Dead! Dead!
Aye, dead, and dead to all but us you must remain, for reasons that demand and justify the harmless cheat.
No cheat is harmless, and—
Of that not thou, but I, am judge. All is prepared for flight. This hour you will be borne to a far distant home.
My lord, I own I have been used to bow with reverence to your words. I knew you then but as a humble citizen, the friend and guardian of a child who had, alas, no guardian else but heaven. I loved you, I obeyed you, for my lord, you never asked what in obeying I obeyed not heaven. I know you now as Richelieu, and your first request should make me shrink from you. My lord, you bid me stoop to falsehood. I refuse.
No more. Thy words as little move my will as winds the rocks. Prepare thou to obey.
Not that command which in my conscience finds no quick response. I know your power, my lord. I also know the strength of a resolve which mine own heart approves. Nay, spare your threats. They fright me not. I never learnt to fear.
Learn then my right to claim and to enforce compliance to my wish. It is the right of a determined father or a child.
A father?
This very day completes the weary round of 20 years, since from her friends and kin thy mother fled. In secret we were wed. 2 years she lived unknown, and died the hour thy infant head was pillowed on her breast. My child, the sins of Richelieu are not few, and every eye is quick to magnify, and every voice is loud to trumpet them. Yet one ray of virtue, like a beam of sunshine stealing in a lazar house, amongst them dwells. It is his love for thee.
Blanche, throwing herself in his arms.
My father!
Ah, though Richelieu claims that title, Richelieu from whom so late you trembling shrank, my child, thou wilt not banish from thy lips that tender name.
No, father, it is not for me, even were I not thy child, to judge thee. But Armand, dear Armand, knows he not this?
Armand is henceforth naught to Richelieu's daughter.
My father, oh, my father, leave me still my poverty, leave me my humble state. Take back a father's name, a father's love, for lack of which the first warm tears that scorched my infant eyes were shed. But rob me not of Armand. Hark, it is his step, he comes.
As she is springing to meet him, Richelieu seizes her.
Hush, not a word. This folly must end here.
Armand without.
Babette, 'tis I.
Armand, Armand!
Obey my will. This way with me, no cry.
Hurrying her to her chamber right.
Resistance would be useless. Girl, bethink thee, it is thy father that commands.
At the last words he releases her arm. Blanche bows her head and passes before him. Exeunt right. Enter Armand left.
One more farewell, the last, and all is over. Gone? Why have they borne her hence? It was the sole sad pleasure which I craved, but once again to look upon her. It is better thus. I would not be unmanned anew.
Blanche in a faint voice within.
Armand!
It is her voice. O heaven, the voice of Blanche! Angelic spirit, didst thou breathe my name? Or is it thou, vain torturer? Fancy thou. Her voice henceforth each wind that sweeps the earth will waft it to my ear. Rock, wind, and glen repeat the sound, and all melodious tones, those well-known accents intimate. Her form will paint itself upon the empty air, the fleecy clouds will take no other shape, and all things, beauteous in that mould divine, seem cast. My thoughts will madden me, and yet I cannot tear myself away. Each dear, familiar object, by her touch so hallowed, the casement where she watched till I should come, yon couch where last she lay in dreamless slumber, and these,
gathering up the flowers which Blanche has dropped.
These flowers that in unconscious sweetness bloomed in her death-cold hand, and that shall now wither upon my breast as she has withered, but dwell there as she dwells in spite of death. All with blended voices strangely real, would seem to bid me stay, would chain me here, as though with cords invisible they bound me still to hope and her. Away, away, my nature grows too soft. Farewell for aye, my early dreams, farewell, my ideal world, peopled by joy and hope. Farewell for ever.
Exit left. As he rushes out, the door of Blanche's chamber opens, and she breaks from Richelieu, who is endeavoring to withhold her.
Armand, come back! 'Tis Blanche. She lives!
My child! Hold, I command thee!
Call me not thy child. Oh, what to me are nature's chance-knit ties, to those that with rude hand thou sunderest now? It is the spirit's purer, stronger bonds, through life, through death, to all eternity, unchanging, holy, indestructible, that join my soul to Armand. Part us not, my father, oh my father, part us not.
Falls at the feet of Richelieu. Quick curtain. End of Act 3.